Hello, I'm Britt. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of my black powder 12 gauge shotgun shells that was featured in a past video, and I had some comments about how it was made or some questions. And so this is hand load, fiber, wad, and some paper cards and plastic card. So this includes not just loading, but also the reloading process. And this kit that I have here is a hand reloading kit for 12 gauge that can also be used in the field. Everything that's needed to reload is in this box. And so what that includes, and this is using the nail and dowel method. And so this kit has a base to remove the primer. You need a steel plate to reseat the primer. You need a nail or some sort of a pin to remove the primer. In this case, you can use a punch or a nail. That's the reason this is called the nail and dowel method. You'll use a dowel in part of the process. Okay, and then for some of the components I've used this 12 gauge punch to punch out cards. So I have paper cards as well as plastic cards. There's a couple of different ways you can use them and some options that you have. So I have the powder that I'm going to use. In this case, is a black powder substitute. It's Jim Shockey's Gold 3FG. I have some number 5 shot. Got a mallet to use with the dowel. Hand crimper. So we're going to crimp these shells. I've got some paper cards and some plastic overshot cards, funnel, and some fiber wadding material, which in this case is cotton balls, and then we'll need some primers. So in this case we're going to start with a spent shell, and we're going to remove the primer that's in there. What we're going to do is take our base, which is a little brass fitting, and it is water hose on one side, which is around 3/4 of an inch, and then it goes down to like half, and that gives you a base for the primer to fall out. And then there's a little washer in there to kind of hold everything. So what we're going to do here, tap this out. Okay, that just taps right out, and our primer's right there. You can remove that. And then when we're ready, take a primer out of our box of primers. And we get that, and we're going to reseat it. So what we're going to do is we're going to seat a new primer, put the primer on the plate like that, and then we take our spent shell, put it over the primer, push that down as far as it'll go. Then we'll take our dowel. I've got a little red arrow pointing down to show that I'm always going to use that side as my pointing down side, and then I'm going to beat on this side so that doesn't change the size of the dowel. Okay, now we have a new primer seated. So now what we'll do, we're done with these pieces. We'll take our shell with the new primer, and we're going to load some powder. So we have, in this case, a scoop that is 2.8 cc's. This comes out of a Lee Progressive Measure Kit. And I know from previous measure, if I take 2 of these scoops, 2 full scoops, that's going to throw 86 grains of black powder. One more scoop. This is black powder substitute, so there's no issue with measuring this volumetrically, so we don't have to worry about weighing it. Close that up. I'm going to reach in our bag and we're going to take one of our paper cards, and these are just cut out of cardboard with the punch that I showed you. Save one for a minute later. I'll save one for in a minute. I'll put that paper card down, take my dowel, press that down, then my soft wadding, which is the cotton ball, press that down, and then another paper card, press that down. Now we have our powder, soft wadding with paper card over and under. And now we're going to get our shot. Now I've got some number 5 shot here, and I'm going to use the same scoop, and I'm going to take 2 scoops of shot because I want a square load of shot and powder. So 1 scoop, and then another scoop. So that's about, it's about 1 ounce and 1/8 is what it ends up working out to. Got that. So then we'll take our plastic overshot card, and these are cut with the same punch out of the lid, plastic lid for number 10 can, like a coffee can. Okay. And we put that down in there. Now at this point, you have a few options for finishing off this shell. You could take that plastic overshot card as it is, if you didn't have any crimping device, and you could just glue it in place with some Elmer's glue or wood glue, and it would work just fine in a break open shotgun, but may not cycle in a pump or semi-auto. Or you could take this crimping bit and put that in a power drill, handheld, or drill press, and you could use this to turn and crimp that shell, which is the easiest way to do it. But since this is field expedient and this is a field kit, we're going to use our old-timey hand crimper. So what you do is, leaving this faced up so that everything doesn't fall out, you put it in the crimper, then you close this so that it holds the shell, and I know from experience that this takes about 30 full turns with pressure. Now we got a nice roll crump. So I'll show you. You can see our column of the powder, wad, and shot. You can see we got a nice roll crump, and there's pressure because when I push on that shot card, there's no compression. So that shell is ready to use. So thanks again for tuning in and watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you like this video, browse the page and watch some more. Thanks again.